Hello, I'm going to talk to you about mind maps today. Now, mind maps is something that I've been using for a long time, and I think I just made an assumption that everybody knew what mind maps were. So I've spoken to a couple of clients in the last week or so and have come away feeling like I've taught them something absolutely new, when for me it's been very old. So I wanted to rectify that and talk to everybody about mind maps today. So first of all, what are mind maps? Now, some of you might know this as brainstorming. We don't call it brainstorming anymore. Now, there are a number of reasons for that, but I'm just going to talk to you about the obvious. So a storm is a violent event. A storm is aggressive, a storm is generally angry and wild, and no one really wants to have their thoughts being seen or felt as angry and wild. We make lists, don't we, to get shit out of our heads and feel that we're really organised. There is an absolute place for a to-do list or a list of things. This is not it. This is for those times where you need to get creative. So when you need to bring structure and organise the information that's dancing around in your head, you need to make a map of your mind, right? So that's where the term mind maps come from. So it's going to help you to really create a visual representation of whatever it is you're trying to work out. And this works for all sorts of things, whether you are building your whole business, whether you are redeveloping or rebuilding your website, whether you are just trying to get ideas out of your head in general, or whether you're looking to develop a new product or service. Absolutely anything can really help other people to see what's going on inside your head. People tell me, or my clients tell me, that I have an absolute gift for getting inside their heads and working shit out. If you've ever wondered, clients, what I write in your little Ken books, those are the kinds of things that you will find if you look in those books. Little mind maps capturing the information that you're giving me, which allows me to get it all organised, translate it in my head and feed it back to you in a way that you'll understand. So this is going to help those who work with me better, and those who don't work with me yet understand the things that I do and how I do them. So in order to get shit out of your head, I need to explain how we do this in a creative way, and I'm going to use a real life example with my client's permission of a client of mine who is looking to launch a new business, and he's absolutely sorted. So Simon is starting a window tinting business. So he's going to be tinting windows, he's potentially going to be wrapping vehicles, and he's kind of got everything nailed. He can really visualize what this business is going to look like. He's got no idea what to call it. So this is where Simon's got a bit stuck. He has written lots of lists. He has asked for help from people. So he is really utilising everything he's got, but actually said to me the other day, I wish you could see inside my head. Well, with the help of something like a mind map, I can. And that is the difference that makes the difference. A mind map creates a workable visual representation which you and others can see. So that is my definition of a mind map. So they're really, really simple as well. They can be as easy or as complicated as you want them to be. So let's start off with a blank piece of paper. The first thing you need to do is decide your central question, your central thing that you want to work out. So here we are. Company Simon, because obviously I can't think of a name either, and that's what this mind map is for. So Company Simon with a circle around it, right in the middle of a very large piece of paper. Now, as I said before, we've already asked questions of other people. Simon and I have both been delving into our brains to see what we can come up with. And we've asked the clan of clients to come up with their ideas as well. So I am going to cheat a little bit because I've already done this part. So quite simply, when we turn it over, these are the names that we have come up with. We are not short of choice. I kind of wish that Simon was on this video with me right now so he could see the amount of names that we have come up with in such a few short days. There are some amazing ones here, which obviously you're not going to be able to see very well because of the screen. I particularly like Premium Rhapsody, but Simon isn't keen on plays on words. Blacklist Tinting, Monster Tint, Sharp Shade, Shade and Tint, Urban Shade. There's all sorts of really interesting names that are coming out. But that's where it stopped. And then the repeat question is, what should I call it? What should I call it? What should I call it? There's probably several lists of names floating around somewhere that Simon's come up with, but the visual impact of this puts Simon in the centre of the challenge and everything feeds around it. Now, all of these names or potential names are written in blue. So that is your first colour, and there would be a key down here to explain what these are all for, quite simply because what makes sense to you today will not make sense to you in a couple of weeks' time. So in the key that I would put on the bottom, blue would equal company name idea. The more eagle-eyed among you will notice that there are some bits written in orange around the general name area. Now that is for a name explanation, because some of the names that came up were actually acronyms. So for example, I can't read one. Lacey's Bespoke Customization. That's a big word, isn't it? LBC sounds pretty good. Lacey's Bespoke Customization feels a little bit wordy, but the explanation of those acronyms are in orange. Underneath here, there are other things that Simon either likes or doesn't like. So we talked about black animals like black cats and black panthers and all sorts of things like that. So that's become a blob of its own. I actually know what that says, so that's quite interesting. I'll come back to that later. And mythical creatures. No to play on words. That's what that middle one says. So that's a really important one, because that's something that Simon's definitely decided he doesn't want to do. So my amazing ideas of Tint My Ride and Tinted Love will not be being used, and neither will Karina's fantastic idea of Premium Rhapsody. But on that basis, see, these names stay on here. Even though they're not going to be used, they stay on here because they will still be useful. So we've got mythical creatures on the left and black animals on the right. So those two will form new mind maps, specifically around a black animal or a mythical creature. So what we are able to do is build up this map now with, perhaps putting a green line or a tick or something next to the ones that we really like. If there are ones that stand out to us, actually, I really, really fancy Empire tinting, then that's your next mind map to work out what Empire tinting really means. Empire is a really, really strong, bold word on the one hand, but on the other hand, it does hark back to a time where the UK was a very, very different place, and perhaps we wouldn't necessarily want to be associated with that kind of thinking. So mind maps, as I say, are a really simple way of getting shit out of your head that will make sense to anybody that you talk to. It's a visual. The more colours that you can use, the better, because your brain saves colours and coloured words as pictures, and our brains find it easier to recall a picture than we do words. So when next time you can't remember stuff, put it in a mind map, put it in different colours. Find the way that works for you, but mind mapping for me is the difference that makes the difference, and for my clients it absolutely is too. I hope this has helped. I hope this has helped Simon, which was the chief reason for doing this, so that he could see the breadth of thinking that's actually gone on during the last week. Like many business owners, doesn't give himself credit for the number of really good ideas he has, because all he does is remember the ones that aren't quite so good. Does that sound familiar? Simon, we have got so much to go on with this. I'm actually going to pop this in the post for you, so you've got it in front of you in the next couple of days. Try some mind mapping of your own on mythical creatures and black animals, and I will obviously keep sending you random things on WhatsApp. But to everybody who has ever found it difficult to explain what they do and how they do it, this is a really, really good way of doing it. So if you've got something that you are struggling with, have a go with a mind map. And you know what? Why don't you give me a call or send it to me and show me and ask me questions? I'd love to help.